and welcome to Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vay, Nerd Chuck, and this, my friends, is the Thunder Show, aka the internet's most passionate wine program, and I'm very excited today. One, because I'm now settled in Mott. You know, Mott, my beard is going to start approaching your level very shortly. The playoff beard is intact. We are winning. We won in Cincinnati. I want to thank all the lovely people of Cincinnati, Ohio. The fans were very nice, Mott. I mean, they were just nice. They were nice people. We won a big game. My man, Sean Green, went off. I wore his jersey, and I am on my way to sunny San Diego this weekend to see my Jets continue on this improbable run. But as excited as I am about that, Mott, there's something much bigger going on in my life. Yesterday, my beloved sister, Elizabeth, gave birth to my nephew, Max. So, Max, I love you. Welcome to the family. I'm very excited, Mott. First-time uncle. You know, AJ was acting all like a veteran because he's got Misha and everything. But I was extremely enthusiastic, and I'm excited, and I love him very much. And he's got a huge head of hair, and he's wonderful. And I can't wait to make him a Jets fan. Okay, we are focusing on white wines today. Killer whites is kind of the way I'm going with this wine. 3 fantastic different wines. We're doing so many themes, and I'm looking at the shows I'm about to tape, and we've got Dolcetto coming up, and Amarone, and Gevrey Chambertin. But I wanted to mix it up once in a while. I felt like we got a little too restricted, Mott. Everything was the same. Remember back in the day when it would just be 3 random wines, 4 random wines? I want to get a little chaotic up in this piece, and so we've got 3 wines here today. 3 killer whites. A Pouilly-Fumé, which happens to be from the Loire Valley, which is 100% Sauvignon Blanc. One of the iconic Australian Chardonnays. I think we've done this one in the past. Here's a $70 95-point Chardonnay. 95 points in a screw top. And then, arguably, one of the most interesting type of wines in the world, Condrieu, which is 100% Viognier from the Rhone, that I'm excited about trying. So, I don't think I need the bullcrap here, Mott. Obviously I want to talk about the comments section. You guys know that we've changed the comments section down below. I know there's some problems with IE. We're getting some errors. I would love to ask everybody to please leave a comment, and leave a comment if you've got any problems with it. For me, it's huge. I know, you've got to re-sign in if you want to establish an avatar or icon, but you can see everybody gets to show their personality a little bit more now as their icons are showing up. And you've noticed I've been interacting with people, and that's exciting for me. And that's a big, big opportunity to get in there. Mobile with the comments from Discuss are very easy, and for me, and for a lot of people, they were mentioning that they watch on the iPhone, they're going to start commenting. For me, what I really want to do with the new comment section is extend the story. To me, this show is amazing, but what you guys bring to it with Young Dave and NYP and all these commenters, I want to get in there and leave comments and interact. Heck, I don't mind if people start conversations or have questions that have nothing to do with the actual show, because I saw some people interacting in there, and I really enjoyed it. And I personally would like to start thanking and interacting with a lot of you regular commenters. You lurkers out there, you can kiss my behind, but if you want to come in, let's get in there and conversate. So, first wine is a Pouilly-Fumé from Régis Menet, 07 Via Vines Old Vines, 91 points, Wine Spectator, $20 US. And I'm excited about trying this. I think Pouilly-Fumés are highly underrated. There's an enormous opportunity to get value in this category. Loire Valley White, everybody gets so fascinated and obsessed with Sancerre, but Pouilly-Fumé continues to bring overwhelming value. I don't call this a screaming value. I like Pouilly-Fumé when they were at $12 and $13. This is 20 bones, so it's not like, oh my God, we robbed a bank. However, the quality tends to get really high. This is old vine, quality juice, and I'm excited to see what's going on here. Color, nothing too insane monster, and the Banner Nation, nothing that I can get really crazy about and say, oh my God, you need this. Little sniffy snip for the kids. A little weird with the mustache, Mott. Mott, how long have you had your facial hair?
20 years.
You've never shaved it in 20 years.
I'm afraid to see what's under here now.
Do you think we should shave it on the show?
Nope.
Come on.
Nope.
I'm telling you they'll love it.
No.
It would be our biggest rated show.
Said no.
Oh, the missus said no. I see. Okay. She's clearly the boss. I get a little lime here, a little citrus action, but the lime is coming through quite a bit. I feel like somebody just, had a Corona and got lime hands, and, kind of like, lime is really bouncing here. Little minerality, which I think is exceptional. And a hint of grassiness, a little New World in that attack, a little New Zealand-esque. Excuse me, a little cough. Let's give it a whirl. Quite grassy. Wow. Little moss coming through as well. If you've ever had a good little piece of moss, don't let the dirt get in there. Good acid coming through in this wine. Ripe complexity, gooseberry flavors. I get a little guava. Yes, I get a little guava and very green fruit. Very green in its attack. Let me give it one more shot. It's just a little too green for me. And I love green. The Jets. There's a little basil action here, but I don't feel like there's any fruit accompanying this wine. I find it one-dimensional. I like that dimension. Vegetal, bell pepper, greenness, little grass, little lime juice. There's a lot of things to like here. I feel like we should get some gin and pour it in here and drink it as some new gin poulet fumet. Gin fumet could be this big breakout hit. Bartenders, feel free to take it, but just credit me. But overall, I'm not in agreement with the Wine Spectator. I do not believe this is a 91-point wine. I find that it's a little short on the finish, kind of disopiros, and I'm going to score this wine 86-plus points, and I cannot recommend it. Let's move on. Lewin Estate, 2005 Artist Series Chardonnay from Margaret River, established in 78, 95 points Wine Spectator, 70 US dollars. And I'm excited to see about what's going on here. And let's see what we got going here. Let's give it a little sniffy sniff. Very, very oaky on the nose. Classic Chardonnay. You would not miss this from a mile away. You know, you just get that oak and butter thing going on right away. Dennis Hogan, the winemaker, is not fooling around with the intensity of the oak and butter. Little candied apple, you know, green apple kind of thing going on here with a little hint of powdered sugar. That's why I go with the candied thing. But a big nose, very much, you know, New World. You know, in a blind tasting, I would definitely think that this is California, New Zealand, Australia. Let's give it a whirl. Good acid, which is very good to see on this wine. A hair alcoholic, good creaminess, not too big. I expected to be a little bit more of a, not a oak monster, but maybe the, you know, Butter Bandit was going to come out. Ooh, you like that. I liked it. The Butter Bandit, I thought, would make an appearance. You know, buttered popcorn. That was me squeezing on the buttered popcorn, if you were wondering. Let me just scoot over here, man. I'm getting in the zone here. You know, $70, guys. That's a lot to ask for a white wine that has to bring a lot of complexity to the consumer. I think white wines are undervalued in general. We mistreat them in a lot of ways. I do think they're the bastard color. Well, pink wines, but, you know, I think there's tons of white wines. And not just, you know, white Burgundies, but tons of Rieslings from Austria. When I think of Rudy Pickler, you know, or you know, Rudy Pickler especially, I think, you know, is a producer that makes such amazing stuff. And some of the producers in Alsace, Albert Mann, I'm just blown away that people don't recognize how good white wines can be. Some of the stuff from Trentino, Italy. Grabner, you know, white wines have a much bigger playing field and complexity base than people give them credit for. However, sometimes they just don't reach that plateau. As much as I like this wine, I would be completely not doing my job for you maniacs out there and letting you know that there's a lot of wines that are 35 bones that taste just like this. I'm going to give it one more shot. Nice wine. You can see I want to swallow it. How often does that happen on the Thunder Show? I like it. I really do. I think there's some subtle bark here that I like. I like the almond paste flavor on the mid palate, which I think is exceptional. There's a little bit of like watermelon rind on the back end, and it's delicious. It makes you want to drink it, as you saw, which kind of surprised me. I just drank that, but I'm still only going to score this wine 90 plus points. And as much as that's a very good score and I like it, I don't see how I can tell you go out and buy this at 70 bones. Let's move on. Francos Villard, 2006. Le Grand Vallon Condru. This wine is $60 US, 93 points Wine Spectator, 91 points Josh Reynolds, 100% Viognier, as all Condru wines are. Printer is waking up, Mop. Condru is a 105-acre place that produces amazing 100% Viognier wines. About 500,000 bottles of Condru are produced each year. You know, if you've ever had Viognier, you know, viscosity, mouthfeel, it's got that texture thing that just makes you look like soft hair. You know what I mean? Just that texture thing that we love so much. Kind of like uni. If you can't deal with the texture in sushi uni, you're just like, whoa, back up. But if you love it the way I love it, then you can just devour up in here. So, let's sniffy sniff. And this is the exoticness, Mott. Smell this, Mott. I don't think you've had too many sniffy sniffs of the Viognier. I think you'll notice a very different thing going on. What do you think? Don't say wine.
No, I'm tired of that.
Anything pop out? No problem if it doesn't.
No, nothing really jumped out at me.
You know, to me, what comes through on this wine is this really intriguing floral component, almost like flower pastries. If there was such a thing as flower pastries, I think they would smell like Viognier. You know, it's a floral thing, you know, potpourri-esque. You know, it's clearly floral, and there's that like kind of like spicy flower thing going on, and then you have like almost like a pastry creme thing going on that I like. I mean, this is a really exotic nose, and this is a very complex nose. These are kind of white wines that you really gravitate towards pairing up with much more serious cuisines, trying different things. Complicated scallop dish, you know, very exotic oyster dish, I think could be really cool with this, with some salad, you know, egg on top, frisee kind of thing. Really pretty nose. Let's give it a whirl. So first thing that attacks me is kind of like kiwi cut in half with white pepper. There's a spiciness that continues from the nose to the palate in this wine. And it picks up steam. It's a locomotive. You know, it's kind of like Jim Brown. Don't let him get to the open field. You're not tackling him. You know, Natron means little Chargers reference as we get ready for those punks. You know, this wine picks up steam. It starts off with this nice acidity freshness on the initial palate. Mid-palate, you're like, wait a minute, there's some adding up here. And by the time you get to the finish, it's a runaway train. Big wine really stands up and has the complexity and structure that you see in so many white Burgundies. Very thick. And I like that. I like the finish of this wine. I like the flavor of this wine. It's complex. It's not for everybody. There's a little bit of almost like a mintiness, menthol kind of thing, peppermint kind of thing going on the finish here. Clearly a wine that you can pair with an enormous amount of foods, but really, really, really a great bottle of white wine that for every red wine lover that says, oh, I don't like white wines, I drink red wines because they're more complex. No way. This is a complex monster that frowns and clowns and drowns. Oh yeah, I'm going there. With enormous amounts of complex red wines. This blows away plenty of Brunellos and Cabs and Barolos that I've had in the complexity range. Now, that being said, I probably fall in between the two critics. Reynolds 91, Spectator 93. I'm going to go 92. Do I think, oh my God, for 60 bones you have to try it? Probably not, but if the economy is good for you and things are going well and you really want to expand that palate and you want to try something new, the Villard, who's an amazing producer, one of the best, arguably for a lot of people, the best producer of Condru in the world, is an exceptional bottle of white wine. And instead of the same old Chasson Montrachet or Polini Montrachet single vineyard or Premier Cru single vineyard, Ravenot Chablis, this might be a tremendous opportunity to go in a different direction and expand that palate. Because if you remember, that's what this show's all about. Try new things. For all of you that were baffled, what's a Pouilly Fumé? Try new things. Question of the day. Best white wine you've had recently, and tell me a little about it. Come on. You know, I share so much. Max, the Jets. Don't just write, 2003, some cockamanian Croatian wine. I want to know where, how, what, because I want to comment. I want to get in there. I want to like some of these comments up. You see those little likes? Do something nice for your fellow posters. You think somebody added something to the table? Like them up, because there's going to be something important for the person with the most likes. You! With a little bit of me. I'm getting older, guys. You can see. Go look back at the early episodes. I'm getting older. I was just trying to remember if I asked the question of the day, Mod. We're changing the wine world, whether they like it or not.